What's going on, everybody in the building, man? It's your boy Tony D2 Wild checking in once again, back with the banger today, guys, on my AP5, man. It's been a long time since I've updated you guys and let you know how the AP5 is doing. So I wanted to give you guys this review update, whatever you want to call it, man. It's been over 1,000 plus rounds. I think we already did 1,000 rounds, so we might be even into the 1,500s to 2,000 now at this point. The last time we did the AP5, though, we've made some changes. It's been SBR'd, of course. We've added in a new rail. We're gonna go from tip to butt, break down everything that's been added on to this gun at the end of the day, and give you guys my overall thoughts and opinions, because maybe you want to grab a MP5 and maybe you want to know more about it. So let's get straight to it. First things first, man, we did SBR this bad boy, as you can see. So we removed the brace and we added in the mag pull stock, which is a very affordable and very solid collapsible stock, because collapsible stocks can be very, very expensive at the end of the day. This stock is a very good polymer. It's tough. It's not cheapo at all. The rails are of some sort of aluminum, but they glide very well. It's, you know, I know, get your mind out the gutter, but it works very well. Has QD slots on both sides, so you can attach your sling there if you want to run the single point or want to run two. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now, the biggest thing on this bad boy, the elephant in the room, is the brand new Monolithic Rail from Leapers. Now, we went to SHOT Show and saw this, and I needed to have one immediately. Now, I do know it's naked right now. It doesn't really have anything on it but this little hand stop from Emissary. I know, but I wanted to show you guys the actual handguard rail first before it's all just a whole bunch of stuff thrown on top of it. And at the same time, I'm still trying to decide what I want to put on this handrail. But the handguard is amazing, very sturdy, gives you a lot of options, 17 M-locks and 5 half M-locks. So you got tons of slots to add in all sorts of goodies at the end of the day at your own expense when it comes to this Monolithic Rail. And this Monolithic Rail doesn't stop here. It exceeds onto the top rail of the receiver. It gives you a full Picatinny top rail for whatever optics you want to run. And from what I'm seeing, I believe it's 16, because it says T16 up here. So you have 16 slots to have your fun at your will when it comes to this. Now, a little bit about it, I printed out the specs because I wanted to read them off just as best as possible to give you guys something that maybe I missed as well. But this Leapers Monolithic Rail is made in the USA. Now, this is the full-length pistol version, the longer one. They do have a K version if you have a, you know, AP5 or MP5, which we'll get into. But if you have the MP5 K version, the shorter version, they have this same rail as well. Now, this is made in the USA. It's monolithic, combines M-lock and optics real estate into one rigid mount. 6061 T6 aluminum with the dehorned corners and melted contours, and finished in a H146 graphite black Cerakote. We got the patent claw mount, so they utilize that same claw mount that was utilized on the actual receiver itself, but this one is way more sturdier and extremely easy to put on. I hated the claw mount that was initially on this MP5. They also made sure to give enough space within this part right here so that there is no like gripping, hot areas, snagging, none of that. This is extremely easy to manipulate. There is nothing touching any parts of the metal, so you will not run into an issue with that right here in the charging area space. The overall weight of it installed is 9.8 ounces, and it will work with majority of the MP5 clones out there, so keep that in mind. You also have the QD slots right here and one on this side. And then another dope thing about this gun, on the top rail, there's actually a little cutout slot that reveals your serial number. So if you end up wanting to down the road maybe SBR this, or you just need this little serial number right here, you're still able to access that serial number from the top of the rail. Along with this, we added on the MRO from Trijicon. This is their MRO HD. I do have it on a low mount. I do prefer the low mount over the high mount, even though, you know, it does sit low and I can see a little bit of the front post. It is not an issue when aiming, because I don't aim necessarily through the post. When I'm aiming, I'm looking at my target, you feel me? So it doesn't have much of an issue at the end of the day for me. I kind of just gotten used to it. But this is a MP5 from Century Arms. Century Arms AP5s are imported from MKE manufacturing. There is several other companies out there that bring in MP5s. Of course, HK, who made the MP5. They had their SP5. Then you had Zenith, who has their version of their MP5 clone, which I think also has some MKE manufacturing parts as well. I'm a little confused with that, but there is MKE there as well. And MKE is based out of Turkey, from what I know. So you got Century Arms, you got Zenith, you got HK, and then also MAC. I think it's Military Armament Corporation. I could be saying it wrong, but they recently just revealed a MP5 that they're working on as well. So that one will be coming out in the near future. As far as with Century Arms though, however, they have the AP5, the full length, which we have here. And then they have also their K version and then their KM version, I believe. It's like another version of the K, but without the extension of the threaded. It's not threaded, basically. It's just straight flat. Now these, as I stated before, this Monolithic Rail runs for the full length, and then they have one for the K version. So if you have that, you can have fun at the same exact time. This gun, in my opinion, shoots amazingly smooth as always. Probably still to this day the most smoothest AR PCC, 9mm that I own. That's just what it is. Like shot vectors, I thought the vector was it, and then I tried this and it blew my mind. Scorpions, the direct blowback is definitely way more of a harsh recoil compared to what the MP5 does here, as well as like a KP9, which is also direct blowback. Now the MPX, definitely some comparison there that I need to shoot. I need to shoot both of them side by side to feel that recoil, because I do feel like I shoot one and then I forget how it shoots and I shoot the other, and I'm kind of going back and forth at the end of the day, you feel me? My opinion, though, this is probably still the softest shooter out there. So I'm gonna be 100% honest. Comes with a hard case, comes with 2 magazines. These magazines get very, very expensive, so it's good that they comes with 2 magazines. And it is a, is it steel or aluminum MKE magazine? It's good, okay? Solid, 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 solid. I love this gun. Shoots great suppressed at the end of the day. Shoots great suppressed, shoots great at non-suppressed. It does come with the flash hider. There are versions, core versions, that don't come with this flash hider that is a little bit cheaper. You can take the flash hider off here, and it has a tri-lug system that is utilized with suppressors like mine from the YHM. And then you also have a little thread adapter cap up here that reveals the 1.5 by 28 thread that you can just direct thread onto your suppressor as well. I will say the only issue that I have with the Century Arms AP5 is the break-in period. Getting this gun initially, it was horrible. I almost wanted to send it back till I went on Reddit, looked up myself, and saw that you need to put 500 rounds of Winchester 124 plus P. Specifically, it states that ammo, at least it did at the time, to break this in. 500 rounds you had to put through just to get it warmed up and ready to go. I will say though, once I did that, I have not had a failure to feed in a very long, probably over a year at this point. So I did what it said. At first I was shooting like Tula, shooting all sorts of the cheapest stuff I could buy, till I learned that that was the issue. Getting stovepipes, getting failures of feeds, failures to extract, all the above. I even went out and bought a mad bolt because I thought it was something wrong with my extractor pin, till I found out about the break-in period. So we do have a mad bolt in here. Mad bolt is a new bolt system for the MP5 that pretty much extends the life of the bolt, or more so the bolt pin. The extractor pin is like a copper colored little stick that they say after every 10 to 15,000 rounds they usually can break, so you have to switch those out. The mad bolt, they say that you never have to switch it out at all. So at the time when I had that issue, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go buy this mad bolt. I bought it and found out later that it was more so just the break-in period. At the same time, I kept the mad bolt in, and I like it. It shoots great. Had no issue with it whatsoever. So just definitely give it some time. I know 500 rounds, I mean, that's money. That's like $100, depending on where you're getting your rounds at. 500 rounds, $100. Does that sound right? It's usually like 25 to 30 cents a round right now. That's what I've seen. But yeah, I mean, I am very, very happy with this gun at the end of the day. One of my favorites, one of my first big purchases. When I mean like big, I mean price point wise. And I have really nothing negative to say about it. It is definitely still capable of being a home defense weapon that you can guard your home with. I've always told y'all though the reason why, and I'll say again, why I still prefer my Scorpion or my MPX, which I think I'm now MPX'd out, is because of the manual of arms. That's just simply it. You shoot this thing 30 rounds, which you probably won't even get through in a home defense situation, but I think it just still plays a fact in the back of my head. The same way is where I'm like, I always like my backup sights on my pistols. I just like it. That's just what it is, even though my dot may never die on me. But with that being said, you shoot 30 rounds through this bad boy, you have to lock it back, you have to take the mag out, put a new mag in, and do all that to get back started. Whereas the MP5, you just take the mag out, put the mag in, press a button, and you good to go. Those little things matter to me, and maybe I'm just overthinking, you know, but that's just what goes on in my brain at the end of the day. And then also, guys, check out the link down below in the description to check out this particular build. I make blog posts on every video that I drop with more details that you can see written up that I can't always put in the descriptions on YouTube, because we are following the rules over here on YouTube. Also, by checking out my articles on my blog posts, you guys are helping this channel tremendously, guys. I really greatly appreciate that at the end of the day. So if there's anything here specifically you have a question about, just check out the blog post on the AP5 and it'll be in there. Any question, trust me, I got you. And then also, guys, the safety, bro, it feels a little bit looser now, but boy, it's rough. It's pretty rough. It's a pretty rough safety. People switch out the trigger packs. They get different type of trigger packs at the end of the day. You know, I've seen a lot of various ones out there. I mean, I'm not really big crazy on changing much of anything else out on this. I know that this is pretty naked right now, and I can put all the lights and all that, but I wanted to kind of showcase the actual monolithic rail from Leapers here and let you guys know that this right here is definitely the way to go. And we've probably had 4 different rails on here. We had the original rail from Century Arms. We swapped it out for a Midwest Industries M-Lock little setup right there, which was cool. And then we went with the old school HK, just plastic, big grip down there. And I was like, you know what? I want to get back a little tactical with it. And this is the one I went with, because I wanted this and I wanted something that was solid on that optic rail, because the one that it comes with, it just got loose. It just was a pain at the end of the day. But this, amazing. And I think I talked about it. We, of course, said the old Magpul collapsible stock, very affordable. It is a 1 position. It's not like a 3 position or nothing like that. But, and you see that? You see what I'm saying? Very nice and smooth, you know what I'm saying? Sorry. But it works well, and it works well with this rail. Everything is beautiful. So I am going to keep this setup as is, add on some bells and whistles, maybe down the road swap out the optic. I can't really find like what optic I want to run. I like this look. I like the EOTech look as well. I don't know though, like aim point also, like I don't know where I want to end up with this particular optic. I feel like even now this is a dope optic, but I don't feel like this is the final resting place for it. But I'm really happy with this MP5 at the end of the day. Sorry for flashing y'all, but yeah, man, you have this version, the full-length version. You have the AP5K, the shorter version, and then the non-threaded version, which is the M, of course. And yeah, this also, of course, is SBR'd now. So this is him. This is him. Definitely can recommend this as a fun range toy. Definitely can recommend this as a home defense gun. Just know that you're gonna have that manual of arms that you're gonna have to train for, which, like I said, you might not even, like, I don't like to think about home defense, but I can't leave it out in the situation, you feel me? So I want to always let you know about that. But 30 rounds is adequate enough to where you might not even get to that point where you're needing it if that was to ever happen. But with that being said, if you do end up wanting to put it at that, please break it in 500 rounds at least. AP5, you guys will see another one of these very soon. Check out the Leapers, man. Trust me, you would not go wrong with that Leapers. That Leapers is leaping. Straight up. That Leapers is leaping. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. As always, I'm out. Peace.